Hi everyone, my name is Shari Wheatley and I will be presenting on the article Can Servant Leadership Fuel the Leadership Fire? From the article I read and the research I have done, I definitely believe they can, and I will use this presentation to demonstrate the reasons why I believe that servant leadership can have a very positive impact on leadership going forward. So servant leadership was introduced by Robert Greenleaf in the 1970s. It's the idea that servant leaders are servant first. They have the natural inclination to serve others. They often lead by example, so there's nothing that they would ever ask you to do that they haven't done themselves or they wouldn't do themselves. They empower others. That means they're constantly looking for ways to encourage the people that looks up to them or that follows them. And they also promote leadership. They motivate others to lead. And as we go along further, we'll see how they do that. So first, I want to make some comparisons between a servant leader and a transformational leader. And first, I want to show you from the pictures, you can see from a servant leader standpoint, the leader is towards the bottom, holding up everyone else. So they're pretty much doing what I explained in the slide before that a servant leader would do, that is serving others. Then the transformational leader, as you can see, he's at the front, he's taking the lead, and everyone else is behind, just following along. So it's like, do what I say, not let me help you get to higher heights. So in terms of a servant leadership, you can see the focus is more service or oriented, to their followers, to the customers, and to the organization. They often influence others to be better people. They promote team solving ideas and team problem solving ideas, and they have an individualized development approach. And they motivate by providing autonomy and resources. So it's not like, oh, do this without any given resource. They're there to give you the resource, to encourage you, to motivate you, and to get you to move to higher levels. Unlike the transformational leadership, I mean, transformational leadership, on the other hand, focuses mostly on the organization. Their goal is to make the organization profitable by any means possible. So it's not about encouraging you or making you feel comfortable at work. It's about you doing your work to make sure that the company becomes profitable. So it's not anyone looking out for your best interest, but more likely leaders looking out for the company's best interest. They use persuasion and they promote individualized influence. So it's whoever they can influence to get the job done or to do whatever. It's not about helping an individual to develop, but more like, can I influence you to get stuff done? And so on. So you can see from there, right there, you can decide, who would I rather work for? Who would I learn more from? And who would really promote me to become a leader, or motivate me rather to become a leader? And in my opinion, like I can tell you from now, that's a servant leader. So there are 10 clear attributes or characteristics of a servant leader. However, I will only probably discuss 3 of them in details. So first, there is the listening criteria, the empathetic criteria, healing, awareness, persuasion, conceptualization, foresight, stewardship, and commitment to the growth of the people that follows you, building community. So the first attribute, which is listening. To be a great leader, you have to have great listening skills. You can't be a know-it-all. You can't just want to be the one talking all the time. You have to be able to listen to other people's concerns and be genuine about the concerns that people may have. You also have to be very empathetic. You have to have feelings. Somewhere deep down inside of you, you have to have some form of feeling. You have to be real with the people that report to you. People often go through emotional problems or any kind of problem, but you have to be the one that's there to be empathetic and to know that these are people that works for you, that looks up to you, and you have to take their concerns seriously. A servant leader always want to see the people around them grow and become better people, even at times become leaders of themselves. So these are great attributes that promote other people to then become leaders of themselves. So, servant leaders' effects on followers. So, I clearly believe that being a servant leader, it helps to reduce leadership avoidance, in the sense that even though you may not have felt that you could be a leader, the fact that you have someone around you that leads by example, that shows how important it is to serve others, can sometimes move you to become a leader of yourself. So, in this article, we've seen where, because of great servant leaders, people who never ever thought that they could become leaders of themselves, now are pushing towards becoming leaders. Servant leaders, they stimulate behavior amongst followers, in this servant behavior rather, in the sense that if you're a leader or if you're a follower and you see someone of such high caliber serving followers, it somehow motivates you to want to serve as well, and to also, you know, want to be there for the people that are around you, whether they're higher than you or lower than you. It just fosters that sense of, I want to be involved. I want to be able to serve as well. It also attract challenges. And what do I mean by that? In the sense that, like I said before, you may never thought of being a leader, but because of the impact that this servant leadership or leader has on you, now you're like, I'm willing to take on this challenge. I think I can do this. You know what? And it may be hard, but the fact that I will be doing and helping other people, it gives you a sense of pride. It gives you a sense of, I want to be great. And then there's the performance and growth aspect where, um, followers seeing leaders, um, serving others, it makes you want to perform better. It makes you want to grow with a company. Also, when you have in your mind that ideal, the ideal qualities that your leader should have, and you see that in your leader, in a servant leader, it pushes you as well to be like, I want to be this person. This person is my role model. I look up to this person. I want to be like them. And then core self-evaluation. You evaluate yourself. You determine, can I do this job? Will I make a difference? Will I be like that person? And then you step into the role and you do what you have to do, as well as the motivation to lead. Um, some people are born with the natural inclination to lead. So having been around people that are servant leader only makes it that much greater to push you to want to lead even more. Servant leaders are creating shockwave around the world. Just by example of this picture in front of you, they're flipping things upside down. So people are used to leaders being at the top of the food chain and dictating down. Now with the servant leadership, the leaders at the bottom and pushing their followers up, motivating their followers to be better people. So in organizations nowadays, and we're seeing problems with the transformational type of leaders where statistics shows that 3 out of 4 employees report that their boss are the worst and they're the most stressful part of their job, and 65% of employees say they'd take a new boss over a pay raise. 50% of employees who don't feel valued by their boss plan to look for another job. So with servant leadership, it helps a great deal to alleviate all these problems, in the sense that servant leadership shows genuine concern for all its team members, not just that person over there that's doing so immaculate, or that person over there that has the aspiration to lead, but every single one, every single body. It's they're very fair, they're very honest, they listen to your concerns, and they foster growth. They also cultivate personal development within people. They have this team building spirit, and they create results. So they're flipping the whole organizational chart upside down and making employees feel more empowered, feel more like I can be a leader, feel more like I can go to work feeling relaxed and not so overwhelmed and tied down. So effectively, that's exactly what we all need to grow into becoming leaders of our own. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope that I've delivered on why I believe servant leadership is fueling the leadership fire. And I do hope one of you guys, or even myself, will be a servant leader someday, so others can look up to you and be motivated to become leaders themselves. Thanks for watching.